During my time at AIU, American Intercontinental University, in Weston, Florida, I embarked on a passion project that has brought me immense joy. I poured my heart and soul into creating an anime that I am extremely proud of. My ultimate dream is to see my creation on the big screen or the big stream amongst the greats. But first, let me take you back to the beginning of my journey and how it all began. In 2003. This was my first full year at the university, still fresh out of high school. I was a new blood with an open mind, and a good amount of blood rushing in my head at the time because of how nervous I was. But all I had to do is to keep doing what I was doing, and I did great. When I was at my elder sister's house chomping down on some pizza, I saw a commercial on IMDb, Internet Movie Database, about a new Tom Cruise trailer, and apparently it's in a Japanese setting? So with great anticipation, I was thrilled when The Last Samurai was finally released in theaters a few months later. As someone who grew up with Japanese culture, this had my interest piqued. My mother and I attended the screening, and it was, without a doubt, the most incredible movie-going experience I have ever had. It was not a casual decision for me to see this movie, but rather a long-awaited opportunity to immerse myself in my beloved interest. I'm like, this is the best movie I've ever seen in my entire life. But what am I going to do with this inspiration? I was going nowhere with this. I am drawing a complete blank. Fast forward a year later, in 2004, I stayed at my grandmother's house due to its proximity to the university. I remember seeing a lot of buzz on the news about a Mel Gibson directed film, The Passion of the Christ. However, there were also some controversies surrounding the film, including reports of a person having a heart attack and dying due to the graphic nature of the depiction of Jesus' suffering. It seemed like the news anchors were attempting to scare people from seeing this movie. So, upon seeing the news segments, my grandmother says, "Let's go see this movie." And knowing that I was at my grandmother's house, I pretty much had no choice. But I ain't going down like no punk. So I'm like, you know what, Grandma? You're right. Let's go see this movie. I ain't afraid of no blood. Which I would have said if I was Macho Man! Oh no. I was Marvin Miltos. So, my grandma and I went to the movie theaters on opening day. We went all out, I'm telling you. We even sat all the way in the back row to get the full experience. I mean, when I was younger, I always wanted to sit in the front row so I can see everything around me. But at that point, I'm glad I wasn't seated in the front row because, man, that movie was so intense. I had to look away a few times because it was just too much for me. It was way more brutal than any horror flick I'd ever seen. And then it ended with Mary holding Jesus, which was just too sad. And I remember looking at that scene, and after all of that, the screen faded to black, and the entire audience started crying and then leaving. But then, there was this huge light out of nowhere after a sound of a rock moved out of the way. As so it turns out, the movie wasn't over yet. Everyone scrambled to put their butts back on their seats to see what was going to happen next. The next shot was a slow camera pan, and the shroud that was used to cover the body fell on the stone platform, and then we see his face, as clean and radiant as ever. He has risen. And the crowd went nuts. I see people raising their hands up in the air as if they were held at stick up. I hear people screaming and shouting and crying and yelling out in tongues, in Spanish and Creole and whatever language I can't understand. It was the most craziest movie-going experience I probably ever had in my life. Never have I witnessed an audience response such was that. I can't remember how exactly long the end credit was, but I'm pretty sure that me and my grandmother were still there minutes after, and the people are still praying and crying. This was insane how the audience response was. And usually the usher's job was to escort everybody out so that he can clean up whatever crud that the audience left on the floor, like popcorn or candy or whatever. But for once, I don't remember seeing any popcorn. I don't remember seeing any candies or sodas or any assortments of snacks. And so the usher pretty much didn't show up until every one of us left. I mean, that was pretty generous, actually. So I thought to myself, one day, I wanted to make a story that is so impactful, that is so engaging and exciting and cathartic, that it will be something for everyone to remember for years and years to come. And then comes the year 2005. My final year at the university. 2 films that defined my adulthood and artisthood. The Last Samurai and Passion of the Christ. So upon viewing both films, I have crafted a story that combined those 2 elements into one story-driven package. And as the late and great Bruce Lee emphasizes, you use what is useful, discard what is useless, and create what's essentially your own. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all generations, I am proud and privileged to present to you my passion project, and it is called By the way, this particular animation is 16 minutes long and is meant to be a trailer or a sneak peek of what the story is going to be like. But unfortunately, I cannot upload it on YouTube because they will be on my butt for copywritten music. And this was way before that I even learned how to compose music. If you have the time though, I would encourage you to pause this video, click on the link below the description, and click on it so it can take you straight to the VIMEO website where I uploaded it. Again, it's 16 minutes long, And then after you watch the video, come right back to me and then we'll continue on the story. I promise you it will make sense after you watch this video. But again, it's your choice. You don't have to watch this, but I promise you it will be well worth the time. Thank you so much for your consideration. On the count of 3, pause the video, watch my project, and then come back. Okay? 1, 2, 3, pause. Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back, and thank you so much for watching Pastor Samurai Kappei. Okay, so you guys ready? Here we go. Let's continue on. I remember that I had to take 2 classes at the university that are required of me to pass for my entire time being at the university. In order for me to graduate, in order for me to have a degree at my hand, there are 2 classes that are required for everybody to take: the senior project design and the final portfolio. And another thing, you need to have at least an A grade or a B grade in order to complete everything. If you have a C grade, you're cooked.
C is for cooked.
I remember that I've witnessed some of my classmates literally complaining to the professor, asking them to give them another chance, or with whatever circumstances that they had that's out of their control, and the professor just will not let them off the hook. And by the way, the professor I had at the time, he was tough. I mean, he was hard as nails tough. No excuses, no exceptions. You give him your absolute best, or get out the door with a C or a D or a freaking crap, what have I done? That is how tough that class was. Needless to say, I should have been frightened at the very idea. And I should have plenty of reasons to be frightened because of whatever mental state that I am struggling with at the time, and I'm still struggling now. But for some reason, I wasn't. I was cool as a cucumber, and I was pretty excited. I'm actually excited because I get to create what God has inspired me to create. And by seeing both films, I get to create Pastor Samurai Kappei. And by the way, from now on, the title for Pastor Samurai Kappei, I'm just going to shorten it to PSK, just to make it more, easier to follow. And also, it's a pretty cool initial, so PSK.
Catchy name.
Hold up.
And the entire thing took me 3 months. 3 months to complete. I got my friends together to voice act the characters for me, and it was pretty fun experience. The only thing that I was sorta kinda cringing a little bit is the dialogue that I had to create, because this was my first time creating a dialogue where the characters have to interact with each other, and honestly, I was no good with that at all. Yeah, there are some parts are cringing, but other parts I did pretty decent, if I had to say that. But other than that, everyone seems to enjoy it. I was able to do the presentation at my final portfolio, and it was magical. It was absolutely magical. And I will never forget this. After the presentation and after showing the characters and the background synopsis that I created for each character, something happened that should never have happened ever. The tough as nails professor was crying as if he's a proud dad. I'm like, to be honest, I was bawling my eyes out too. Bottom line is that I got both A's on both classes. I got an A at senior project design and an A on the final portfolio. So Fast forward a year later, in 2006, that's when not only was I able to graduate with a bachelor's degree of fine arts in visual communication, that's when I received this. This trophy is the result of 2 movies that have targeted here and here. And it is because of God inspiring me in PSK. This is the result. And after that, I was done officially at the university. I pretty much was on my own. PSK has been lying in dormant for a while. So, several years later, after the move and after the creation of David's Global Community Development and after David PF Media, just like Lazarus, who came back from the dead after 4 days, I've decided to resurrect Pastor Samurai Kappei, because of the fact of the matter is, guys, I'm not going to be young forever. And there are a whole bunch of events that are ahead of me. And life is just moving so fast that I have to move fast with it. Otherwise, what is the point in me in creating David PF Media? Like, what's the entire point of this? Now, as far as PSK is concerned, I know that some of you could be suggesting or thought of suggesting to me that, hey, put PSK on crowdfunding websites such as Indiegogo or Kickstarter or GoFundMe or other crowdfunding websites. But here's the thing. In order to do that, then you needed to have updated materials for that in order to get a very successful crowdfunding websites. Now I know it sounds like I'm making an excuse or whatever, but it's just I've been through a lot, and I'll tell you later on what I've been through, or I'll remind you of what I've been through. However, on the other hand, as far as the script is concerned for PSK, it's still a work in progress. And as a matter of fact, let me pull it up on the Microsoft Word, good old Microsoft Word, and I'll tell you how many words so far on the entire script of PSK. And so far, I am coming up with 47,000 words. 47,000 words. And counting. And for those of you who are hardcore novelists and hardcore story writers and have stories of your own, this is nothing. You can Tolkien this thing and you can R.R. Martin this thing, but as for me, pretty much self-taught in creating a story. This is fun. This is fun for me to concoct imaginations on furthering the story along, but like it's a bit of a challenge for me. It's fun, but it's challenging. I'm going off the rails or all over the place, but it's just a lot on my mind right now that I'm being 100 with you guys. So my strategy is that if I cannot get PSK from script to one of the big streams, my strategy is that I can get PSK from script to comic book to the big streams. And that's my strategy. You know what? I'm just gonna go with manga. I think manga is the better option, I think. I don't know. What do you guys think? Comic book or manga? Let me know in the comments. So everyone is familiar with One Piece, right? Which is a rhetorical question. And this type of manga, created by the living legend himself, Eiichiro Oda, is the type of manga...
What did he say?
Is the type of mango.
Oh, I love mango. Same here, sir. Frickin' delicious.
It's a type of manga that it's multi-generational, and it's been inspirational for a lot of people in all races and cultures and backgrounds and ages. And that's in and of itself very inspirational, especially for storytellers like myself. And it has been adapted all over the place, including the live-action adaptation of Netflix, which, by the way, should not work by any stretch of the imagination, but did. So my strategy is making a manga or comic book. Let me know in the comments which is better. If this gets enough attention and enough momentum and attracts enough readers or comic enthusiasts or manga enthusiasts enough to care about Pastor Samurai Kappei, then I can be able to put it on crowdfunding websites. So that way I can be able to pitch it to either Netflix or Hulu or Roku or whoever is interested in picking this up. But right now, I don't have the time to do that yet. I have to be financially stable in order for me to have the time to put PSK and crowdfunding websites after I get the manga material, after the entire script is done. Like, pretty much everything is on me at this point. At some point, it has to take a toll on somebody, but I cannot afford to have it take a toll on me because I still have to keep everything up. And for me to do this by myself, so that's why I have Patreon up, I have PayPal up. So whatever it is that you guys can help me out with, I could not be any more grateful than I am right now, just by you watching me talk and vent and express my feelings towards you of what I honestly feel in my heart right now. Bottom line is that I am trying to make David PF Media, I'm trying to make this work. But honestly, I am trying to do this by myself, but I obviously couldn't so far. So whatever you guys can help me with, I will be deeply grateful. And I keep saying this over and over. I really want this to work. I want this LLC to work. Otherwise, I would have been struggling for nothing. So, quick side story. I did explain that I survived a car crash way back in 2020. I had several cracked ribs and left me a huge bruise on the side of my waist. I couldn't even describe it. It was so horrible. And I could not show you the picture of the wreckage and my injuries because for privacy concerns, and plus I'm way too self-conscious for that. But thankfully, out of this turmoil, I was able to get a settlement check and I was able to mortgage a home. But again, this whole juggling thing between my LLC and the nonprofit organization, it's really taking a toll on me financially. And I just wanted you to know that I really wanted to keep my dream alive, but so far it's even challenging for me to do just that because I really believe in David PF Media because of my creativity and because of my, nerdiness and having fun because, again, I just love what I do. And I have suffered too much to just drop everything and throw everything away. And if you can't help me financially, that's fine. The very last thing that I want to do is to shame you guys for not supporting me monetarily. That is not at all what I'm trying to do. To do something that's beyond your control, I get it. I get it. Everybody struggles. Everybody struggles. I get it. I get that. But at the very least that you can do for me is to just simply spread the word on this channel. Spread the word on myself. Spread the word on David PF. Spread the word on David PF Media. Listen to all the songs that I create. Listen to all my previous collaborations with very, very, very talented people. Let's keep the momentum going because dadgummit, I'm not going to be young forever. And besides David PF Media, heck, besides David's Global, my nonprofit organization. This right here, that is my first baby, my first newborn, and I have to keep this alive. Greetings again, everyone. This is David PF coming to you 2 years in the future. Or 2 years later, if you want to get technical. Anyways, as you probably could have tell from this getup, I'm wearing like 2 layers of jackets or 2 layers of hoodies right now because I'm freezing. The temperature is in the 30s right now, but I had to weather the storm to bring you guys an update for one more passion project besides PSK that I forgot to include. I make songs and stuff and things because I was overly passionate with PSK without mentioning the other one. So my bad, it's my mistake. But here I am again in the freezing temperature telling you another passion project. So without building stuff up, I'm just going to tell you what it is right now. Besides PSK, my other passion project is called The Green Flamingo. Basically, The Green Flamingo is a children's book that I've created, but it's supposed to be a multi-generational book that's intended for everyone. For kids, for adults, for grandparents, multi-generational, multicultural book. The story of The Green Flamingo is about a flamingo who was born different. So, flamingos are known to be pink, except for the green flamingo. Now, the green flamingo basically tackles anti-bullying and taking care of the environment. Now, the huge difference to the Green Flamingo and PSK, it's because the Green Flamingo is already done, it's already established, and it's fairly quick for me to finish, although the entire illustration for me takes pretty much a long time for me to finish, but it's done. And I am officially a children's book author. So that's pretty fun. I'll also leave the link anywhere on the screen or on the description so you can go check it out for yourself. The Green Flamingo is also on Amazon. You can be able to order your copy there on Amazon. Or if you have Amazon Kindle, you can read it for free. I think you can read it for free, but if not, you can let me know, or you can be able to purchase it anyways there. The audiobook for The Green Flamingo is in the works, so I will be providing the voice for the story, and I will be providing the music background and the sound effects for the story anyway. So the audiobook for The Green Flamingo is also coming soon. Also, the awesome thing for The Green Flamingo, I was able to have it adapted to a ballet that has been performed by Cirque du Soleil and the Nevada Ballet artists. Yes, I know, it's a huge deal. But it's not a thing right now. This is just a proof of concept. It's not a thing right now. Bottom line, I am going to showcase the video that you're about to see right now. And the beautiful part is, I don't have to worry about copyright infringement because the song that you hear, I make all by myself. So get off me, YouTube. So just like PSK, I also have massive, massive, massive plans for The Green Flamingo. And I will explain everything in the bonus video for I Make Songs and Stuff and Things. So for now, I am proud to present you The Green Flamingo, the ballet. Check it out and enjoy.
meeting will begin. The hurricane drew all of the animals out of the Everglades. They all moved to higher grounds and we have stayed without food. But I have discovered that not too far from here is a flamingo village where there are thousands of them. I want us to rest up for the night, and when dawn is coming, we feast.
I remember seeing Ke Huy Quan and the Oscars, his first Oscar award-winning performance, from Everything Everywhere All at Once, and I will never forget his words. He says, straight on the screen, as if he's talking directly to me, he says that he almost gave up on his dream. And he's reminding every one of us, he's reminding me to never stop believing and to keep your dream alive. This beautiful man could be my uncle because of his age and because of my age. And this guy, after years of struggling and years of trying to find work, he finally got an Oscar. And what's even more rewarding for him is that he was able to tell his mother, who is 80-something years old, that he got an Oscar. So my question to you, can you imagine David P.F. having an Oscar? Having an Oscar. Shouting praises to God and to his mother and to his supporters and to his producers and to everyone who worked on this project, and for David P.F. to shout out to you that it's because of you I am on that stage, and because of you I have kept my dreams alive. Just imagine that. Just imagine that years of hard work and struggle and pain and sacrifices, that I can go from this to this. Oh my God, I'm gonna freak out so much right now. I'm gonna freak out. I love Everything Everywhere All at Once. I know I look like crap so much right now, but this is huge. This is huge. This is it. This is it, Michelle Yeoh. This is it. Okay, she's good too. I am stressed out right now. This is even more stressful because both have the same names. This is even more stressful, dude.
The film's nominated for our final award tonight.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think 9, 10.
The nominees for Best Picture.
Avatar's in there too. Come on, dude.
Michelle Yeoh.
Bring it home, baby! Please bring it home! Bring it home, Michelle Yeoh! Bring it home!
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Come on, dude. If Yao wins this, Everything Everywhere All at Once, man, it's over. It's done. It's done. It's over.
And the Oscar goes to...
Oh my God. Oh my
And the
God.
Oscar goes to...
Oh my God.
Michelle Yeoh.
Everything, Everywhere.
It's over. It's over. It's over. It is over.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God! History has been made! It's freaking over. It's over. It's over. It's over. 7 Oscars. It's over. It's done. It's done. Second forget it. It's done, baby.
Don't let anybody tell you you are ever past your prime. I have to dedicate this to my mom, all the moms in the world, because they are really the superheroes. And without them, none of us will be here tonight. Oh, She's 84, and I'm taking this home to her. I love you guys. I'm bringing this home to you.
Bring it home, Michelle Yeoh. Everything, everywhere, all at once. Sweeping Oscars. I could not be any more happier, man. I could not be any more happier. Congratulations. Just imagine of me being on that stage on Oscar night, shouting praises to God and screaming at the top of my lungs, Mom, I just won an Oscar. And it is because of you guys, my beautiful audience, who stuck with me by my side and who reminded me every day to never give up on my dream. No matter how hard it is, no matter how long it takes, and no matter how old I am, no matter how many tears I've cried, that I will have this someday. And if you can picture that in your mind, then let's make this happen together. Yes, Mom.
Hi, sweetness, you alright?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm still filming. I'm recording right now, so want to say hi to the camera.
Okay, baby.
Say hi to the camera. I'm filming right now.
Hello, David. How are you? I love you, baby.
Alright, I love you too, Ma. I'm glad you're having a good time.
Oh, yeah, I'm having a good time with Crazy Erica.
Alright.
Okay, love you, baby. Bye.
I love you too, Mom. Bye-bye. Woo! Lordy! Okay, I'm a collapse now. But before I do that, I just want to thank you for sticking around with me for as long as you have watching this video. I really did enjoy talking with you guys. I know that this become a sort of a therapy session for me, but I just have a lot of stuff that I wanted to get out my chest, and this is also what this channel is for. We're trying to treat each other like family, you know? I really did enjoy talking with you, and if you guys like what you hear, please make sure to click that subscribe button. And please be sure to follow me on SoundCloud, TikTok, Instagram, and please follow me on Spotify and Apple Music and wherever you spot my tracks on stream. And please consider being my Patreon at Patreon. It's still active, it's still around, and it's still ready and waiting for you. I love you guys. Hopefully you'll love me too. Let's try to make this happen together, guys. Let's try to make this happen together. So, until next time, keep it locked. David PF, out.